everyone is familiar with crimson. I look at that and I say there's an issue with too much growth on those things. So from a management point of view, the overgrowth is a concern.
This field tour was part of the 2015 BC Cranberry Field Day. This year's event was held at the BC Cranberry Research Farm in Delta. It brought together cranberry growers, industry vendors, researchers, media, and government representatives.
This event is an every other year event. We found that it works better that way. We were afraid if we have it every year, it may lose some of its shine. This year it's at the research farm. It may not be here again for another several years. We go all over the valley to various private cranberry bogs and have our field day there.
The field day provided an opportunity to network and socialize and learn more about the research farm.
The research farm is one of 3 in North America. We have issues with our production here that are unique to us. So having a research farm here to study these unique difficulties, shall we say, will give us a hands-on cure rather than trying to replicate something from another area that may not work.
The research farm is fortunate to have 2 cranberry experts assisting with the work, and they spoke to field day visitors.
The thing I like about this is that I also do work in Oregon and in Washington and British Columbia, so you get to see the big picture. You get to see how these varieties do down in Oregon, how they do in Washington, and how they do up here, and you can kind of really start to piece together some of the things, and what's looking great in Oregon may look terrible up here or vice versa, and you can sort of see some trends.
Dr. Nick Vorsa came all the way from New Jersey for field day.
Cranberry, before we came along and started to grow it, had its own needs as far as survival. And runnering is one of them, and to some extent we're dealing with that today. Probably many of you know that a lot of the varieties that are grown today are actually mixtures of perhaps a variety that wants to produce more fruit, as opposed to those like Barrenberry in Wisconsin and Searles beds that doesn't even produce a flower.
Did you know that cranberries are BC's second largest berry crop, and that BC is one of the highest producing cranberry regions in North America? BC cranberries are grown at 80 family farms in the Lower Fraser Valley and Vancouver Island. And the field day gives producers the opportunity to stay up to date with the latest production techniques. For example, the use of drones is becoming popular for crop monitoring.
So today we're going to do a live demo as well. We're flying a drone called the X8 today. It's a small multi-copter with 8 blades. So we do agricultural mapping using unmanned aircraft, and we provide both the hardware for farmers to fly themselves, or we provide services as well. What we do is we often come to the farm and we'll fly the farm for regular imagery that they can assess their crop through, so they can track any issues on the farm, see the health of the crop, and we can also set them up so that they can fly the drones themselves.
Mike and Judy Campbell from Campbell's Gold gave a talk on working with beekeepers and improving pollination.
When I bring the bees in at night, I want them to orient to the field, and the first flowers I want them to see are going to be your cranberry flowers. And a bee is a faithful insect, so for the rest of that bee's life, she will not switch flowers until there's no more of those cranberry flowers within a couple of miles.
Oh, look at this.
This is
2 stories. 2 stories high, the top box empty, and this is just a baby nuke.
It's got about 3 frames of brood.
Yeah, 3 frames of brood. Do not go by size of the boxes. Usually when they move into your cranberry fields, they may be even single boxes. As long as you've got a good, strong brood chamber, that's okay. But you need to pop the lid on a few of them and see. We're going to take a frame out. I'm going to bring the frame to you, and we'll look at the bees. Okay.
Oh, got the queen here.
Oh, let's show them the queen. Have any of you ever seen a queen?
She's not marked.
Okay. Let's show them the queen. Now, queens don't like to be out and about, but there's a queen, and if you can find a queen when the beekeeper comes to you, all the better.
Visitors also learned about the benefits of using bumblebees to supplement their spring pollination.
So we have a new product that's a western bumblebee species, Bombus huntii. And we've been using it in cranberries and blueberry fields. Out east, they've been using Bombus impatiens for a long time in those crops, and finally we've learned how to rear a western species so it can be used in the field in BC. So BioBest produces a new species that we've just started rearing, a western species of bumblebee called Bombus huntii, and it's used to supplement pollination in cranberries and blueberries. And they're fantastic pollinators of vaccinium species in general because they buzz pollinate. They are feeding on the pollen and the nectar and taking it back to their hives, and they can't travel that far. So they have a range of 500 meters to 1,700 meters. So they stay close to your crop, and they're bringing all of those resources back to their hive for the current hive needs. They're not building up honey stores for the winter, so they don't need a crop with tons of nectar.
Growers also learned about some high-tech methods for irrigation management.
So what we have, it's a monitoring station that you put directly in the field. So it's solar powered, so it's totally autonomous. You put it in your specific area and it's good to go. It's communicating through a cellular network, so you have access actually of your data directly on internet, your cell phone, so data in real time. I think that there are huge improvements that you can do here in BC, but I think that the main idea is that there's too much irrigation going on, and the type of soil that you're having, mostly peat, might be difficult actually to drain. What you want to do as a grower is to have benefits. So you grow the plant to have fruit, vegetable, and in cranberry you want to have the maximum of fruit. So if you don't stress the plant, you won't get there. You would just grow green runners. So in cranberry, using the probe, just being in the comfort zone, the perfect blue zone for tension, it will increase your yield by 50%.
If you'd like to learn more about how BC cranberries are grown and harvested, be sure to visit bccranberries.com for articles, photos, and videos about BC's cranberry industry.